Hello, everyone. Today's story is about sports, and it's about women in sports. And not just any women in sports, about women in our region in sports. This is the story of Dana Zubari, of how she started her passion in being a triathlon, how it started, and what is making her go on now and giving back to the community and to the ladies who want to find their passion in sports. Come and let us listen to Dana and her story. Hi, Dana.
Hi, Marjan. How are you?
At last we made it, huh?
Yes.
Up and down and here and there and close down and
open back up.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll tell you a little bit of my story so that you know why you are here. Okay.
I'm interested to find out.
When I opened the space about 2 years ago, the whole thing started for it to be a knowledge sharing space, okay, where people will come in and work on their projects, and then we started having workshops and training. And I got to get to know many people, very unique in Bahrain. And I loved it. Even though we are in a small place.
We have a lot of unique people.
Yeah.
And a lot of talent.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, we don't know about each other.
That is true.
Even though it's a small place.
That is true.
Then, of course, COVID happened. We sat at home, and then we started opening up a little bit. Then I thought, okay, let me do a remodel, thinking about what am I going to do in this space. And then I thought, how about sharing stories of all those unique people who I met?
I love it.
Yeah, and bring them in here, and we chat. They tell me where they started, what they are unique in, and then we share it others. Can hear you.
Well, I'm flattered that you even picked me as a unique story.
Yes,
so thank you.
Your story is unique. Now, where I met you was another side of a story. That is something that is also close to my heart, which is sports and running. And that's where I started seeing you in the marathons, half marathons, the 10Ks. And I used to look at you and say, oh, my God, she's amazing.
Thank you.
And I came to know that you're into that. So enough of me talking. I will give it to you. I want you to tell us your story behind the sports.
Behind the sports.
Sports and what happened, how you started.
How I started.
Okay.
Well, let me introduce myself.
Yes.
My name is Dana Zubari, and I am the co-founder of True Active, which is an amazing sportswear line designed by my sister, and the calligraphy is done by my father. And of course, I'm the one who markets it because I love sports. And I'm also a co-founder of Cycling Bees, which is an all-women's cycling group, as well as the Lettuce Run, which is an all-women's running group.
Okay.
So that's just a little summary of who I am. But in general, my passion for sports started very early on in life. I would say I started running in track and field approximately when I was 11 to 12 years old at my old school in ASK, American School of Kuwait. And I remember being recruited because they used to have
School of Kuwait.
Yes.
So you were in Kuwait?
Yes, I lived in Kuwait. I didn't actually grow up here.
No way.
I just moved.
I didn't know that.
I just moved back here like in 2006, so it hasn't been that long. I mean, it is long, but I didn't live my whole life here.
Yeah, okay.
So,
but you're Bahraini.
I am Bahraini.
Okay.
Red passport and all.
Okay.
Representing.
Yeah.
And my passion started then. And I remember they used to harness, and that's why I really believe that schools should harness children's passions in sports, in music, in whatever
Art.
their talent is.
Yeah.
It's not all about studying. Studying is
Absolutely.
great, but it has to be complemented with something else that you're passionate about. And I would definitely say that sports was my passion. I was able and I was given the opportunity to travel on an international level and travel and compete on an international level with different American schools throughout the GCC and Northern Africa.
Okay.
So I remember going to Cairo American College and competing with American schools in Athens, in Amman, in Abu Dhabi. They would all fly in and have a big competition with schools from all over.
How did your parents feel about that?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes.
So I remember my dad and my mom, at first, they support you, you know?
Yeah.
But then they're like, you're running, you should be studying.
Yeah.
Just because our school was really serious about sports, they didn't just shuttle us to a competition. No, we trained rigorously for months before the competition.
Okay.
I even remember our competitions for track and field was in April. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like mid-April.
Yeah.
But they used to make us start training in Jan. For competitions in April. Keep in mind, this is just people who are doing track and field. So I used to actually do basketball in this off season, in the lead up to track and field,
prior to that,
just because they would make us do suicides. So we used to do sprint training. So I'd keep my stamina and my fitness up so that when I'm in training, I'm like at peak. So I'm not starting from scratch.
True.
And I remember my parents were always like, oh, you're wasting your time. You should be taking this time to study. You know, but yet, with all that said, they did support me in a sense that they would let me travel. Other parents could say, I'm sorry, you can't join the team. You're not traveling and on an international level. And I remember sometimes, you know, if I lost, keep in mind you're a teenager.
Yeah.
Your goal is to win.
Yes.
You're bred and you're trained and your end game is gold medal.
Sure.
And sometimes I would get a silver or bronze and I used to go home and I'd cry to my mom and my dad is like, just quit. This is stressing you out. And I'd be like, but Dad, this was the best I can do.
So are you telling me that you did get gold?
So on a national level, on a Kuwait national level, I used to get gold hands down all the time. It was not even competition for me. Even my friends from high school with other American schools, they used to say, do you remember, Dana, you used to beat us by a lot in the 100, 200 meters? I was a sprinter as well. I wasn't a long distance runner. But on an international level, I used to get second and third. I would rarely get gold. It was tough competition. There was a girl that used to beat me by I don't know, a whole second in sprinting, which was
and you would always put her as I have to beat her.
Definitely.
Or as a challenge.
Listen, at the end of the day, there's always friendly competition. But at the end of the day, when I'm running, I'm competing.
Yes, of course.
My mindset, I'm not mean. I'm not someone who would not help someone get up in a race. You know, if someone is going the wrong way, which has happened to me on a national level here in Bahrain as an adult, I was going the wrong way in a race and I was way ahead in a super sprint and a girl just saw me go the wrong way, did not, and the marshals were marshalling but badly. They weren't told.
They weren't telling you.
They weren't told how many loops to do. So they made all the people that were really up ahead just do an extra lap while the people in the back actually ended up winning. It upset me so much because for me, I was like, you're someone that trains with me. I would have called you. I would have been like,
True.
Hello, you're going the wrong way. She turned around.
Not a good sports person.
So for me, yes, I am competitive. It's not cheating. What she did was not cheating.
Yeah.
It's just poor sportsmanship.
Exactly.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Because she was like, well, you should have known because I don't race with a watch. No, I don't race with a watch,
sports,
so I don't know my distances, nothing. I am a very organic type of runner. I like to just run.
Okay.
So there are days where my body feels strong and good, and I push.
Yeah.
And then there are days where I just don't feel strong.
Yeah.
So
but body tells you.
yeah,
Your body tells.
So for
you.
me to look at my watch constantly and to be like, oh, my pace is not good, my pace is not good, is just stressful for no reason.
Okay.
At the end of the day, the sport that I do now is for fun.
Okay.
It's a recreational sport. It shouldn't be stressing you out.
Right. Okay.
Just saying.
Okay, let's go back. Now you're in high school and you were in track
and field, yes.
Okay, you graduated high
Yes.
school. What happened?
I maintained running.
Okay.
Okay. I wasn't on a track team in university in Lebanon because we didn't have one.
So you went to university?
I went to LAU for the
LAU.
first 2 years, and then I transferred out to the University of New Mexico.
In New Mexico?
It was, yeah.
Okay, not in Lebanon.
So I went to
LAU,
Lebanon. I
yes,
went to LAU
yeah.
for 2 years, and then I
Then-
transferred out, and I went to the University of New Mexico, which is in the States.
Yes. Studying what?
So I studied applied mathematics. So in LAU, the applied mathematics program was good, but it wasn't very strong. I was really doing well in LAU. And my father felt it was time. And keep in mind, I graduated in 2001.
Okay.
So that was when 9/11 happened.
Oh, okay.
So my dad was a bit hesitant for me to go to the States right at the cusp of that.
Okay.
Just because
Yes.
there was a bunch of hate crimes
Yes.
towards Arabs
Yeah.
in the States, and he was just he doesn't know. He
No,
just
of course.
hears,
Yeah.
we hear the
everyone
stories.
Would be scared and
Yeah, so my dad
hesitant.
was my dad switched me out immediately because I got accepted and I was planning on going to the States, and then my dad said, "How about you apply to LAU and just stay in LAU?"
I see. So the 9/11 happened before you went to LAU.
Yes.
So that made you go to LAU
Yes.
first. Ah, okay.
Yes. So hence why I transferred.
Yes. Okay.
So I'll tell you the story about the switch to LAU. So then I also played volleyball.
Okay.
On the varsity and junior varsity team in Kuwait in ASK.
Okay.
So when I went to LAU, guess what I did?
Yeah, you
I
went
played
into
volleyball. So
Yeah.
I tried out. I was
Why not track and field?
There was no track and field
Oh,
program.
okay.
So there was no track and field in LAU. The campus was tiny.
Yes.
We didn't even have a track.
Okay.
We barely had a gym. We did have one gymnasium, for our volleyball
You're right.
practice. And I made the team.
Yeah.
I was pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna not compliment myself. Second year of being in LAU, I was team captain.
Okay.
I was given an award for most valuable player, which is a big honor
Right.
to have. My name was actually in a plaque in the university till today. When I go see it, my name is up there
Yeah.
for 2003.
Okay, nice. So you are a sports.
I'm a
Lover.
sports lover. And I'm not a sports lover in a sense that, there are people that love to watch sports. I'm not that person.
Right.
I will not go and watch,
You want to be in it.
I want to play it.
You want to be
Yeah.
active
Yeah.
doing it.
So I can't, yes, I'll appreciate watching a volleyball game, but I'd much rather play volleyball.
Okay.
I'd like to watch track and field when the Olympics come on, but I'm not like, I need to watch this game.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not,
yeah.
my level of passion is different. Maybe
Right.
I like to play it. I don't like to watch it. That's it.
Understandable.
Yeah.
So New Mexico happened. So you went to New Mexico.
So I moved to New Mexico.
What happened there?
It's an American university. It's very competitive. I didn't even try out, to be honest with you, because most of the people on the teams are on scholarship.
Yeah.
They're picked because they're so good, and then they go for free. So even I wouldn't have stood a chance because
Right.
I was paying, so I wasn't going to go on scholarship anyways.
Yeah.
And it was the University of New Mexico. I mean, the competition to get a spot there is great. Like New Mexico's population's massive.
Yeah.
So I took a stand back in New Mexico, but I still always did sports. I always woke up early. Ask any of my friends, even in Lebanon, I used to wake up early and go for runs every morning. I was just an active person. I loved hiking. I loved skiing. I loved doing all sorts of sports. When I was in Kuwait, I used to go scuba diving. When I was in Bahrain, I started horse riding. When I was in Lebanon, I would go skiing. Okay. So whatever my environment was, I'd just pick up whatever sport was around me.
Okay. So New Mexico, you studied
applied mathematics.
Yes. You continued.
I graduated with a bachelor's of science and applied mathematics with a minor in economics.
Okay.
Yes.
And so you came back to Bahrain?
So I came back to Kuwait, and then my dad was like, okay, I'm going to retire and you're moving back to Bahrain. So I come to Bahrain and I don't know anyone. I moved back. I have never lived here. I lived here for 2 years during the Gulf War, which was 1990 to 1992. I went to ICANS. There was a few people I met, but I mean, I didn't even have Facebook back then. So I didn't even keep in touch with them. So then I moved back, got a job, just started working.
Okay.
I was a banker. I worked with...
So you did go into banking?
Yes, I did. I did. It was like a natural progression. My dad was a banker. He was in Treasury. He managed a portfolio for GIC in Kuwait. I was on the derivatives team for NCB Capital for over 8 years. And then after that, I switched to Ibdar Bank, where I was the... one of the people that worked on their treasury. Like I basically, I didn't manage their books, but I helped someone who was managing the books, like the boss.
While working, you came to Bahrain.
Yeah.
Now you're working.
Yeah, I'm working.
What happened to your sports love?
I still did sports, but I did gym sports, and I picked up horse riding because I lived right next to a stable, so why not? I started like competing in dressage competitions, which I also did well in. I didn't stick around. I didn't stick to it just because I couldn't progress in horse riding because there was glanders at the time, and I couldn't buy a horse, and there's only so much you can go up with a school horse.
Right.
There's only so much you can do. After that, you need to have your own horse to have a little bit more challenge. And I remember my friend, so this is how it all started. I'm a gym goer, always been. This was my life. So one of my friends in the States contacted me. He sent me an email. He was just like, listen, I just did Ironman Puerto Rico.
Okay.
He was like, Dana, you are gonna love it. Set this goal for yourself. Start training for triathlons. You're gonna love, because he's like, you cycle, you swim and you run.
Yeah.
He's like, the sport is made for you.
It's just you.
It screams you, because I used to also teach swimming in high school, just for people who didn't know. So that's how I used to make money during the summers and after school. I used to teach swimming as a high schooler, and they actually paid really well. Our school paid well. So he was just like, go for it. So I was in the bank. I was working for NCB Capital at the time. And I told my friends, you guys, I think I want to do this. This was around 2012.
And we had started Ironman here.
No.
Not yet.
This is 2012. Ironman didn't start till 2014. 14 was, I think, the year my daughter was born, and Challenge was in 2014 or 15.
Okay.
I think it's 2014, if not 2015. Let's do a fact check.
Okay. So 2012.
So in 2012, I got an email, and they were like, do it, sign up for it. So I told my friends, some of my friends, I was like, you guys, I think I'm going to sign up for Ironman. I'm going to do this triathlon.
Yes.
And my friend was like, okay. She gets like emails from competitions and stuff. At the time, I didn't know about Adnan al-Gassab. I didn't know about BRR. I didn't know about nothing. Okay. So they sent me an email and they were like, there's a competition in 3 weeks. It's a swim and a run.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I can do this.
Okay.
And they were like, put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
So I was like, I will put my money where my mouth is. And I remember my friends were like, you're not going to win. And I was like, why do you think I'm not going to win?
Yeah.
They were like, you're not going to win. All these Americans are military people. They're going to do the competition. They're going to beat you. I remember it was such a tiny race. It was a 300-meter swim and a 3-kilometer run.
Oh.
It was nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a baby race.
Yes.
I trained for it. I trained for it every day, and I'll tell you something, I beat them. I beat everyone. I got first place overall for women.
Oh, for women.
For women, overall, because they have categories.
Yes.
But I got overall, not age category winner.
Okay.
So I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
So some of the volunteers were Bahrain Road Runners. They were like, listen, come join our social running group. I said, okay. So they're so sweet. One was called Hussein Al-Wadi.
Yeah.
He is the kindest person ever.
I know them.
You know him? He was so kind. He was like, come. He was a volunteer. He was like, come to the Friday runs.
Yes.
So I started coming to the Friday runs. Keep in mind, I was a sprinter.
Yeah.
3K was cray-cray.
Yes.
Like it was crazy for me to do 3K.
Yeah.
So I ran with them. And they were like, we're going to do 5K. And I was like, 5K?
Oh,
that's crazy.
Right. Yeah.
That's insane. And then the next week they were like, well, why don't you push for 7K?
Not 10, 7.
So 7.
Yeah.
Then they were like, let's do 10.
10.
I was like, sure, I'll do 10. Then the following weekend, they were like, there's a Grand Prix race. It's 5, 10, and 15.
15, yeah.
3 weeks in a row. And I was like, well, I guess I'm signing up for that.
I'm in the middle of it.
I guess. So I was like, but I've never ran 15. They were like, listen, after you run 10, another 5 is nothing. And they were right. I did my first 15 in a race. And after that, it was just like, between the triathlons and the runs.
Right.
So after that, they were like, since you did 15, do the Cross Island. It's 17 kilometers. That's it. Nothing.
Okay.
I did the 17. They were like, if you can do Cross Island,
Half
it's through the sand. You can do half marathon.
Half marathon, yeah.
I was like, oh, half marathon. It's 21 kilometers. That's a lot. They were like, you already did 17.
Well,
17 is like in the sun.
Yeah.
So then I did 21.
Yeah.
21.1. And then after that, I started doing the sprint triathlon, the Olympic triathlon. Then they were like, one of my girlfriends, her name is Michelle Ajaji. She was turning 50 that year. And she was like, and I was turning 30. Okay. And she was my best friend. She was someone, I'll tell you something, she was someone that she is the reason why I ran so much.
Yeah.
Because I used to wake up in the morning and I used to hear her talk and talk and talk. And I'm like dying, but she was running so fast and she was just telling me all her stories. She is a woman with so many children. She's lived all over the world. She had so many stories. She's just such a full of life human being.
Yeah.
She was like, Dana, I'm signing up for Mallorca. It's my birthday gift to myself. I'm going to do it. I'm turning 50. I'm going to do Ironman. Ironman Mallorca. So I was like, I mean, I might as well. I'm turning 30. So I might as well.
Milestones. 30, 50,
So before the Mallorca, my friend was like, let's do the marathon in Dubai.
Okay.
And I said, if I train for it, I guess I'll do it.
Exactly.
So I started training for it. And then I'm like, this seems okay. I can do it. So I did it. I did Dubai in 2013. And then in May 2013, I did Ironman 70.3, which I was sponsored.
And you did all 3.
I did all 3. Yeah.
You went in a team.
I flew there. I'm not going to do it as a team.
Yeah.
I did it. And it was actually easier than running a full marathon. After a full marathon, I couldn't walk. I was dying. I was shattered. I was broken.
Yeah.
But I think because you like split the, you split them, your body can just take it better. So after that, I did that. And I was considered one of the first female Bahraini women to do Ironman 70.3.
I remember reading it.
Which was sponsored by Sheikh Nasser, Sheikh Nasser's foundation, which is the, what is the foundation called?
Not for,
HF.
I have no idea. Sorry. I know he's in Ironman and all that. He started it, but
he has a foundation. He has a foundation in which he sponsored me. And it was just really nice. I finished the race. He gave me a call. He congratulated me. It was really, really heartfelt. And, you know, it was really nice getting that type of support just because you don't see anyone like me.
True.
That was something that I did notice. I just thought, wow, there's no other Arab women.
Yeah.
Other than me, one other girl.
So Bahraini girls were not there with you at the time?
So at the 70.3, Mallorca, I had one friend who did come with me, and she did compete. So her and I were one of the first two Bahrainis to finish. Which was really nice. Okay. But keep in mind, this was in 2013. Right. No one even knew what Ironman was. It wasn't a trend. No one knew about it. Even when they put us in the news, I'm not going to talk about the comments.
Okay.
The comments were a bit negative.
Yeah. Well,
but let's not dwell on that.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want to go there. Okay. So were you married then, or still not?
Yes.
You got married.
I've been married since I was 25.
Okay.
I was 30 when I did the Ironman 70.3. And I got pregnant shortly after. I finished my race. In June, I was pregnant.
Okay.
So I have Layla now.
Okay,
she's 7.
Yeah, I've seen her picture. Adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you got your daughter.
Yes.
And then when did you get back?
I got back in 2016.
Okay, which is what, after 2 years?
I would say 2 years. My daughter was born April 2014. Oh. I got back into it December 2016.
Okay.
She was like 2.5.
Yeah, okay.
It took a long time for me to get back into it.
Okay.
I will say that I did take a stance on, I did take a step back from my passion.
Okay.
Which is sports.
Yeah.
The reason why is I evaluated it this way. I will always have sports in my life. Sure. I will not have my daughter the age that she is for the rest of my life. So that was something that I was not willing to compromise because I worked. And because I solely breastfed her, I made sure that she was... I went back to work immediately after having her. So my mom was watching her at the time. Yeah. I was taking care of her and I was going to work. I was shattered.
Yes.
Shattered.
Yeah, I know.
I did not sleep at night. I didn't have a nanny, a night nurse, a day nurse, whatever. I was the nurse.
You wanted to be hands-on mom.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with having that type of help, which is great. I think... in hindsight, it might have kept my sanity. But for me, I was so in love with being a mom. Okay. And just, I wanted to embrace motherhood like at its fullest. So I was like, sports, I can deal with sports later. Exactly. And when the time came, when she was 2.5, I told my husband, I was like, I think it's time. I want to get back in the game.
Right.
And I got back in the game.
Great.
And, you know.
So tell me, when did the sports line come in?
The sports line came in 2015. Okay. My sister and I, we were brainstorming. My sister...
so is your sister also into sports?
So my sister is into sports. She's just into different types of sports. Like, she's someone who would climb Mount Kilimanjaro. She's done that. She does like Muay Thai boxing. not my thing.
Okay.
Not my thing at all.
Okay.
Like she loves hiking and roughing it.
Yeah. But the hiking, I mean, here at we miss that,
She
right?
travels.
Yeah.
She travels to do
yeah.
these things. But yes, these are things that are just, but she loves boxing and stuff like that, CrossFit. It's
Right.
not my thing.
Yeah.
It's her thing.
Okay.
But, so she studied at London College of Fashion.
Okay.
And she was a fashion designer.
Oh, okay.
She actually had her own sportswear line called Glamazons in London.
Okay, interesting.
So this was in 2014.
Okay.
By 2015, they had, I think, Brexit around that time.
Yeah.
So she was applying for an entrepreneur visa, which they were refusing to give her no matter how much funding she had. She had an established business. They just refused. And I was telling her, I was like, why are you wasting your time with business partners that are not related to you?
Yeah.
Waste your time with me.
Okay.
I'm going to fund you. I'm a banker. I will give you unlimited cash.
Yeah.
And you just work on your dream, which is creating sportswear with with a touch of the Middle East.
Yeah.
The calligraphy is done by my father.
Yeah.
Everything, all the designs are done in-house. This is not something that's massly produced. Like I do see other sportswear lines here in Bahrain that started, I'm not going to name names, but like their designs, it's just
like any
it's
other
plain.
design.
It's plain,
sportswear.
like plain shirts with their logo on it. Sure, they put like an animal on it. Great, but it's not
There's
personal.
nothing personal to it.
It's not personal. It's something that if I went to China, I'd probably see it in the streets.
Okay.
So we are passionate about our sportswear because not only do we care about the beauty aspect, which is from my sister's side and my dad's side, I care about the functionality.
Okay.
So I don't like wearing sportswear that is not comfortable while I'm going running.
Right.
I've ran a full marathon in our sportswear.
Yeah.
I've done an Ironman in our sportswear. I will only wear our sportswear.
Oh, okay.
So do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't actually wear other brands, and it's not because I'm like a brand snob. It's just because
you put a lot into it.
We're passionate about our sports.
To tailor make it to whatever your comfort.
For your comfort.
Because you're in it anyway. You're
I'm
in
in
the
it.
sports.
I'm
you
in
know what works, what doesn't work.
And that's why, for me, I feel our sportswear works just because I am someone who does wear it. I test it out. I run in it. I sit in it. I sweat in it.
Right.
I swim in it.
Okay.
So I'm not someone who's like, just make them in all the different colors.
Yes, yeah.
We're not like that.
Okay.
We really care about functionality as well as beauty.
Okay. Tell me, so do you have a shop or you just?
We are an online business.
Online.
We have an online business. We do have a few shops that do stock of I would say various items from our range, but not the full range.
Okay.
At the moment, Helen and I did open True Circle, which is a pop-up. It's like a pop-up establishment. It's a beautiful house that we've renovated.
Okay.
And basically, what we try to do is we showcase our things just in a pop-up setup. So you can come. When we have an exhibition, it's for 5 days. You get to try on our things, you get to wear them, and then buy. But we don't like to do that just because we don't like to host a retail space, just because
it's a lot of
retail.
work. Yeah,
it's not because of anything. I don't shop retail.
Yeah.
I shop online.
Okay.
Online is the way to go.
Yeah.
So for me to say, we're an online business and then open a retail spot, I feel like we're going backwards.
Yeah.
I don't mind displaying, but then we go back to our...
And imagine with what happened, with the COVID and all that, everything kind of almost went online now.
So
and even the ones who were resisting online had to go there.
So Marjan, you brought up a very important point. So when COVID happened in 2020, we actually excelled. we did really well.
Yeah.
Why? Because we
Because
were
you were
already
already
established.
online. Yeah.
We already had delivery services working with us. Our website was working.
Yeah.
Our credit card system was working on
was
our
there
website.
already.
Our
Yeah.
IBAN, our benefit, everything was already established. So we weren't like scrambling, like, we've shut down. Someone develop our website. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
So we didn't have that. So we're blessed. I definitely think we're blessed. Yeah.
Oh, something just popped into my mind. Have you ever thought of doing a workshop, teaching entrepreneurs on how to start an online business with all the, it's a platform and it has so many things in it.
Yeah, that's true.
Really connected.
I've never thought of that actually. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Actually, my sister would be perfect for that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, now I know lots of youngsters who want to start their own businesses and all that, but they're lost.
Yeah.
They really don't know the in and out of it, but if someone with experience and comes and tells them, well, listen, you can do this, you have to think about this and this and this.
That's true.
And then put it in a package and
that's a
think
good
about
idea.
that.
We will think about it.
Okay, so tell me, going back to sports again, what is happening now in your sports arena?
Oh my goodness. Well, now that there's a
Yeah.
lockdown, I had to unfortunately stop all the cycling bees and let us run just because we don't want to encourage gatherings.
Gatherings, right.
But I do run every day.
Yeah.
At sunrise.
Same here. Same here.
I love it. It's the only piece of me that keeps me sane. Obviously, I do run with a small group of people. It's very controlled. And again, we try to maintain what the government is telling us to do, which is social distancing and minimum amount of people.
Okay. And
Yeah.
how many Ks do you do every
Okay,
day, every morning?
so I would say when the weather was nice, just a couple of months ago, before Ramadan, we were signing up for the 200-kilometer challenge. So we were trying to accomplish 200 kilometers per month.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, not per day.
I was like, what?
No. I'm not doing like two ultrathons.
Okay.
But basically, your goal is to accomplish 200 kilometers
a month.
A month.
Okay.
So for my birthday, I signed up. My birthday is in February, so of course the shortest month of the year.
Yeah.
And we were running 5, 10, 15, 3 to 4 times a week.
Okay.
I was sometimes running twice a day. So I'd run like my 10 in the morning and then I'd run 3 in the afternoon. And we weren't in full lockdown, so I was doing let us run. Yeah. So I would run 10 in the morning and then I would run 3 in the afternoon with the let us runners.
Okay.
It just keeping it like trying to stay fit and trying to stay sane.
Yeah.
I'm kind of, this lockdown this time around, I think kind of killed me a little bit. When they extended it the extra week, the 4 weeks, I think I was okay.
Yeah, we were kind of like expecting it.
I accepted it, but I think the extra week killed me. Like I actually just...
I think everyone was ready to little bit be back again.
Yeah.
But then...
It's not even the restaurants, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to go to the beach. Like I miss swimming. I swim. I run in Medinat Salman and then I just jump in with my goggles and I swim 500-600 meters just for me, Yeah. It's not because I'm training for a competition or anything. It's just my sanity. Yeah. I even go paddleboarding. Yeah. I do sunrise paddleboards or sunset at beach culture at the Bahrain Bay just because I have my own paddleboard there. Yeah. So I'm always free to go whenever. Okay. And it's just so constrictive. Yeah. So for me, it's not the restaurants or the retail, mostly just the restricted outdoor activities that we're not allowed to do.
True. I think I'm blessed. I'm in Amwaj.
Lucky.
So I just
lucky
come
you.
out of the house and do whatever I want to do. I go run every morning.
Lovely.
I do a 6K.
Nice.
But as you said, during the nice weather, it would be a complete run of 6K. But now it's half. I just can't. It's too hot.
Marjan,
Yeah.
I feel you. Today I went running. My goal was 5K.
Yeah.
I ran 4 and then I was like, I gotta walk. I couldn't.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so hot.
Yeah.
But I cycled from Sar to Muharraq and back.
Oh, wow.
And I think my legs just died because Sada and I, when we cycle, we talk and we cycle fast. So I don't realize. And it was so hot. Like we stopped for a lot of photos. And by the time I look at my watch, I was like, oh my God, it's 7.
Tell me something, Don. You brought up cycling.
Yes.
You know, with the unfortunate events that happened, I think a couple of times with bicycles and
It's so
accidents.
scary. Until today, it's happening.
Yeah. Is there anything? Are you guys doing anything about this? Are you doing a campaign? Are we trying to do something to put awareness to the guys? Because sometimes I cycle in Amwaj, okay, and I'm not a professional, but sometimes I say, okay, for a change.
Yeah.
I am on a 2-lane road. Two lane that
As
goes. No.
Oh, 2.
No, 2.
Okay.
And I'm on this lane, and I'm very careful and all that. Cars pass by me.
I know.
Like this, and they have the other whole
I know.
lane to them. I don't know what's this mindset you're biking. You're not important. And
I think it's just, it's honestly, what you're telling me is so upsetting. The fact that people have no respect for people's lives on a bike is so upsetting. Till today, I get upset by the fact that they choose not to switch lanes and they would rather make you feel fearful of your life.
Yes.
And there's so many times where I see people, and we have tried to so what happens is, this is what happens. Someone dies, someone gets really hurt, and people are very upset. They're like really passionate about it. And they're like, we're going to do a campaign, we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. And then it just fizzles. It fizzles.
Yeah.
And, when Alan died, I was working with this other company, and we were trying to do a campaign. And I was just trying to tell them, like, if we can just do a campaign where each person says, I'm a mother, I'm a cyclist.
Yeah.
I'm a banker, I'm a cyclist.
Yeah.
I'm a janitor, I'm a cyclist. I'm a gardener, I'm a cyclist. And just put different people's faces and just do an actual campaign where it's run on Instagram. It is run on, government.
Nowadays with social media, it's so much easier.
It's so easy.
And it reaches so
Honestly,
many people.
It's so easy, and it's something that could have been bilingual. But again, it just fizzles.
Maybe we should start something.
I
don't mind.
I am up for it if you are, if you know anybody who can videotape, because we even met with someone who was like, yeah, we'll do it, blah, blah, blah. And there's dead.
Nothing.
Yeah, we even tried to do like a scenario where it's like 2 moms, hugging their kid, whatever. And then like they're both putting their helmets on. That, like, this was our vision.
Right.
Going cycling. And then only one mom comes back. And then they were like, no, that's too much. Like, people just don't like, but it's
that's
the reality.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's the reality.
Okay.
I am scared. I'm not going to lie to you. I saw one of my friends get hit by a car. The guy didn't even stop. They never caught the person. But what worries me more is the society we live in where they don't even stop. That's what made me sad. The fact that it's like running over a dog. Even if I ran over a dog, I would stop. I would stop. Even if it's a stray dog, I would put it in my car, take it to a vet, and put it to sleep. I'd euthanize it. I wouldn't pay for its operation, but I would euthanize it. I know animal lovers don't hate me. I love animals, but I also eat meat, so forgive me. But I'm just realistic. At the end of the day, it is something that does worry me. We are working on it. They are creating cycling lanes at the moment in Zalag.
Okay.
I heard that there's a whole just cycling and running lane, 17 kilometers.
Wow.
There is also Sheikh Nasser's Loop, Carlos, 10 kilometers. But still, it's the mindset.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes, that's the mindset.
So
yeah.
I am is I'm limited to going far away in this barren road to cycle, instead of being able to cycle from my house and being respected on the road.
True. Yeah. That's why when you said you cycled from Sar to Muharraq and back, and I was like, oh my God, that's brave.
And you know what? We know all the back roads, but I was telling Sarah, I forgot it's a Tuesday and there's work.
Yes.
And in Muharraq, people are working at 6 o'clock in the morning
yeah.
because their demographic of workers are like different. Their timings are different.
Yeah.
And I was telling her, I was like, dude, we need to get off now. Cars were zipping along, and they don't care.
No.
There's no respect on the road. Unfortunately, it is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. What's next for you?
Oh, so much. There's so much next for me. Honestly, in terms of sports, I'm just so excited about this lockdown, to be honest with you, because it made me explore Bahrain like a tourist.
Oh, okay.
I always say I am being a tourist in my own country. Okay. So just a little sneak peek. I think for the summers, if they open us up, I think I'm going to do a let us run kind of tour. So we're going to run to cool places around Bahrain just to explore Bahrain in its nature.
Amen.
Yeah, but we're not going to do a continuous run because I don't want to lose people. So we might run and then walk, take photos, run a little bit. But I want to do a run walk just so that people can join and stay as a group.
Yes.
And I think it's going to be awesome.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Another thing I want to touch up on, I'm seeing so much deforestation. I mean, we don't have a forest, but it's like depalmatization. They're just cutting down all the trees and they're building so many houses.
Well,
and I'm just
that's the
dying.
dilemma here always is the space and landscaping and
but
plantation.
we do have space. I mean, I see all these houses, they're empty. The buildings are empty. So
it's also
what's happening?
I'll tell you the mindset also that, I'm an engineer and I used to work in Ministry of Housing and Works and all that. And again, that's another mindset that we Bahrainis have is, I have to have a house. They never think about apartments. Apartments also is another way of living. But no. Everyone wants to have a house, a villa, a garden.
Yeah.
We have to start shifting that mindset also. That
I think
buildings are okay with apartments in it, and you can live in there instead of go spread.
That's true.
Across. Yeah. So okay. So.
But I think in terms of us, we should try to actively try to preserve whatever, even if it's a little bit, but like try to create some form of preservation for these palm trees. These palm trees are so old. Imagine they burn them, they poison them just so they can get rid of them, demolish them.
The land. Yeah.
It's quite sad. So I think it would be nice to have that for Let Us Run in the summer.
Okay.
So that's what I have in store. And just, I'm very proud of the two things that I've started with my co-founders, to be honest with you. Cycling Bees, when I had to cancel Cycling Bees and Let Us Run, I was telling Sarah how much time we actually dedicate to other people. Yeah. And I didn't realize that because that's 4 days out of my week. I do 2 days with Let Us Run and 2 days with Cycling Bees. Okay. So that's 4 days out of my week, just giving back to our community just because for me, I don't make any money off of that. And I have no intention of making any money. Okay. This is something I feel as a Bahraini citizen, I really love to give back to my community. Yeah. I just feel if you don't give back, then what's the point?
Yeah.
I really believe if you're not actively trying to improve the people that live in your community, then you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So for me, it's health, it's wellness, and even having women meet with other women. Like some women did sports, but maybe their circle of friends don't.
Right. Yeah.
I get to introduce them to other women who like sports, and guess what? They become friends, and they start hanging out, and they start doing sports
and I'll
together.
Tell you something else, Don. It's physical health and it's mental health.
Yeah.
It does.
It's mental. It makes you happy.
In the morning, if I don't run, my whole day is ruined.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
When I run and it's over, my whole day is just amazing.
I agree.
Because the mind is ready. I'm not just saying as a positive thing. Even if something bad comes my way, at least I know how to deal with it because my mind is settled. It's in a good place where
Completely
I can.
agree.
Yeah, I can.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
I need, my sister also knows, like, I need my gym time being just some form of exercise.
Yeah.
For me, it's a non-negotiable for me.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So work can always wait. For me, not my alone time, but my active time is very dear to me, and it's actually a non-negotiable for me.
Yeah. So let's go back to your parents when you were in high school, and they were saying like, seriously, you're forgetting your studies. You're
wasting your time. That's the words they used. Yes, you're wasting your time.
Yeah. So now what do they say when they look back?
Well, my dad, for sure, people always approach him and they always say, you know, we follow your daughter. What she's doing is amazing for the female community. And he's proud of it.
Okay.
Even being in the news, he's proud of it. And so he came up to me. He's like, you know, people really look up to you. It's amazing. And I told him, I was like, had you stopped me from doing sports, I wouldn't have been the person that I am. And I told him, sports shaped my personality.
Right.
It shaped my my passion, how I talk to people, how I view life.
Right.
It's through sports.
Okay.
So he's so excited. And honestly, my mom has always been into sports. And so she's happy about it too.
Great. And so how do you reflect that on your daughter?
My daughter has free reign to do whatever she wants. I try to introduce her to things. Of course, I hate forcing.
Yes.
So I'm not someone who's like, I'm a runner, you're going to be a runner. I'm a swimmer, you're going to be. So I stuck her in swimming. She is not good. She's got like noodle legs.
Okay.
So we pulled her out of that one. But she's passionate about piano. She started playing piano when she was 3. She is on the piano day and night. She's 7 now, still playing piano.
Okay.
She started dancing, and forgive me, Layla, if you ever see this video, as an adult.
Yeah.
Her dancing is horrible. We hired a ballet teacher to come and teach her ballet. I thought she was really passionate about it.
Yeah.
I think she just watched a cartoon with ballet and got really immersed in ballet.
Yeah.
But we did it for a year, and I could see there's no passion. She hated it.
Okay.
At that point, I stopped it.
Yeah. But did she come to realize that, oh, no, this is not what I want to do?
I would ask her, I would tell her, would you prefer this and this and this sport? Or would you prefer sticking to ballet? And she's like, yeah, ballet is not for me.
Okay.
And she says it, and I'm not going to be like, nope. Dancing is for girls. This is great. You have to do it. No, I'm not. I'm not one of those parents. So I give her the tools, and then I see her blossom.
Okay.
Another sport, horse riding.
Yeah.
She went horse riding when she was around 5 years old, and then now she's just.
Nice.
She loves horse riding. She wants to ride every day, twice a day. She wants to canter. She wants to jump. She wants to do everything.
Okay.
So I love watching her blossom, but I will never stop her from her extracurriculars just because of studying. Because at the end of the day, this whole mindset of if you study, you will succeed,
No.
This is not true.
This is long
this
gone.
Is
yeah,
gone.
Yeah.
You can be passionate about what you love and you will succeed at it. I was a banker. I hated it.
Yes.
I hated it. I was good at math. I graduated
So
with
you're not working anymore?
I stopped.
Oh, okay.
I stopped. I focused on True Active.
Oh, okay.
I stopped in 2019. I told my husband, I was like, it's sucking my soul. At that point, I had already founded Cycling Bees. I had founded Let Us Run.
Okay.
And I told him, I want to spend time on things I'm
what,
passionate
what
about.
I love. Yeah,
which is our True Active, Cycling Bees, Let Us Run. And it's something that honestly, every day I look at him and I tell him, I'm so happy. I feel fulfilled. Yes, I don't have a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Is income steady? Not really. Am I happy? Yes.
Exactly.
So it's because money can always come.
Yeah. True.
But for me, like being in a soul-crushing job opposed to being passionate and what people fail, they always ask me, how do you do it? How do you give your time to Let Us Run, to Cycling Bees? Don't you hate it? Don't you hate it because you're giving all your time and you're not monetizing on it. You're not making any money. And I told them, I don't see it as work. I absolutely love it. I wouldn't miss a day of Cycling Bees or a day of Let Us Run ever, unless I'm in a situation where I have to take someone to the hospital or my daughter is really sick. Those are the days that I will cancel. But I'm not going to cancel because I'm like, I'm not feeling too well today. I'm not going to show up just because I plan my days, my weeks, everything, even my outings. I will not be like, oh, I'm going to go out, stay out late, and then cancel on the Cycling Bees or cancel on Let Us Run. No.
Okay.
It's a non-negotiable for me because I am passionate about it. Seeing women blossom through coming as a beginner and then building that confidence and then starting to compete is more than honestly any money I could ever receive.
Okay. Yeah. The only thing is, I mean, I totally get what you're saying. Some people will argue like, okay, we would love to do that, but we need the money also.
Listen, I agree.
So, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, but to me right now, I'm in that stage also where you are. I'm doing a lot of things that I find joy in.
Yes.
But then I'm lucky because I'm in a stage again in life where I can do this.
You can afford this.
I can afford this.
Yeah.
So it's giving me double pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, thank God. Gratitude.
Listen, we're blessed.
We're blessed.
We're blessed.
Yeah.
We have our health.
Yeah.
We have a house. We have food.
But you know what makes it really beautiful?
Yes.
Is that you're sharing it with other people. You know, you're sharing your passion with other people. And that is what makes it at the end of the day.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for
thank you for having me
today. And
I hope I didn't bore you.
Sharing yourself. No, never. Everyone is unique. Everyone's story is different. And it's lovely to share them with everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.